Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So we're up and running. Well, there was a time when Hungary ruled world football, inspired by the mighty Magyars, a team that went 32 games unbeaten, which was something quite unheard of in those days, and leading their front line was a man known as the Galloping Major.
Ferenc Puskás, a man who boasted a strike rate greater than a goal a game. And
big chance! They've scored!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Gullit going face-to-face with his great rival. Now it's Mbappe. Aimed beyond the defence. That's the keeper's ball.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And it's Cruyff. So just one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Now it's Del Piero. Gullit. There's the shot! And a neat finish. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring.
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
And here's Mbappe. No outsmarting him this time. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Nedved conjures time and space where few can. Nedved, cute ball now, how can he reach it? Pirlo. Rijkaard. Almost half an hour in now. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Cruyff. Maldini. And it's Cruyff. Ball played for Rijkaard. Looking for the run. And that could set him on his way. And he's running through. Gullit unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Cruyff. Driving forward. Cruyff. Yeah, he's fouled him there. Puskás. Cruyff. And here's Gullit. Del Piero. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Well timed, excellent interception. And it's Del Piero. That's it, 45 minutes up. Reflections on the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Well, that was a gem of a half. Remarkable on all fronts. The difference is 2, but still, all things are possible. And we get things going again. Oh no, what has happened here? Oh, what a mistake! Pele! Oh, good finish. It is an explosive start to the second half. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable.
Oh no, it's an own goal!
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Well, that's something you don't expect at a match like this, but I guess you'll have to take whatever way it comes, and very gratefully.
Thuram. Van Dijk. Cruyff. And here's Cruyff. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Vieira. Now it's Del Piero. He's found a way past. Cruyff looking to be a menace in the final third. And he's been shifted off it. Bergomi. Thuram gets over and intercepts. More and more pressure on the ball here. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. And this is Hullet. Hullet will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Alonso. Rijkaard. And it's Cruyff. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
The end. Time is up. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end. Not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Hullet picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim? Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's down to business here.
Frank Rijkaard's presence here in the middle will be massive, Peter. He's so physically dominant, such a destroyer.
But he does have a certain X factor as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's the side of his...
Shoots! Goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Neymar powering forward here. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
So just a one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Messi going face-to-face with his great rival. Del Piero is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. Tries to pass it through. And he's picked it up out wide. Succumbs to the pressure. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Cafu. And it's Messi. To Pepe. Messi. Rijkaard. This is a promising build-up. That is good strength. Chance, surely!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
No, that's been intercepted. Bullet has found the net here, of course. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. Real chance! It's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. And that was as close to certain as can be.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. 5 minutes till the break. And here's Hullet. Lovely pass, but can he get there?
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. Okay, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Messi finds himself offside. And the whistle goes for half-time. How would you review the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Well, who could have predicted a scoreline like this after just 45 minutes? The sides separated by 2. So we're off again. Neymar. Hullet, who is rarely short on confidence. Now it's Del Piero. Now it's Messi. Yamal. And it's Nedved. Tries to play it through. Oh, well played, well played. Messi. Del Piero. Looking for options for movement. And Hullet! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And here's Del Piero. And no, he's seen through all of that. Diaz. And it's Hullet. Stood up well to him there. Oh, there's a probing ball. Nedved. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Hullet. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. The message is clear. None shall pass. And this is Del Piero. Del Piero! And that's another fine save. And we have our very first corner. Alonso. And this is Inzaghi. Can he finish? Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Xavi Alonso. And he's been shifted off it. And it's Griezmann. And here's Bale. No, he's had it taken off him. Leading by 2 and the finishing line in sight. Pinches it off him. Inzaghi. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. And it's Rashford. Just 5 minutes remaining now. Griezmann. Filippo Inzaghi.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Looking for the run. And he's in. It's Neymar! Neymar! What about that one? About as smooth as it gets. Late drama, late goal. This will be one frantic ending. That is simply terrific. Finished with beautiful deftness.
That's just downright fabulous. Both the disguise and the control, and then that gentle scoop.
Barcelona give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, who's under pressure now? It's going to require some inspired defending to stop this lot.
Yamal, the puppet master, looking to pull the strings. And it's Messi. Threads one in. Nesta calmly anticipates. So that's it. It is all over. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. Well, how will we look back on that?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually found it very enjoyable. A game that was constantly on the edge as both sides went full pelt trying to win this. A throwback to games gone by.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So it's away we go then. They appear to be shaping up in a 4-4-2 formation.
Well, the obvious standout in today's football in this system is that it provides you with extra presence in attack. With many shaky defences about, getting the right partnership in that department can pay rich dividends as long as there's a good early supply. So playing two strikers can be a real help to this team. I mean, 4-4-2 these days, Peter, gets a lot of criticism, but it's unfair. Any system can work if you've got the right players.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter. Diouf really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Messi, steaming on goalwards. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And this is Luis Suarez. That is a brilliant interception. Roberto Carlos clears without hesitation.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
And here's Kvaratskhelia. Oh, that's an excellent interception. Now it's Cruyff. Picked out, and the shot! It's in! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Xabi Alonso. He is just caressing the ball. And it's Luis Suarez. Played into space. Bellingham is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Nice bit of skill, and he's away. Great ball, and he's in here. And that has left him in a heap. Vieira did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Bellingham. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Now it's Luis Suarez. And the through ball. Just the keeper in his way. He's having a shot! Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Okay, they got hit with that one sucker punch, but I don't think there was much wrong with their overall approach. I think the boss needs to give his team a lift during the break, and they should still be quite buoyant.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. So straight into the second half.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
And it's Messi. And he's found the way. He's having a pop! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And no, that was never going to make it. Oh, he's all alone. Messi! He's got a goal! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, I'm giving him full marks for the way he exploited the space, Peter, but you really shouldn't be left unmarked in the middle like that. I don't think he could believe his luck.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Lahm ventures forward. Nedved.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Now, this could be a chance, and that's a good ball. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Rice. That's a throw. Rooney. Falam.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. This looks promising. He's found a way through. Shapes the shoots! Kylian Mbappe! You just cannot stop him! That is a gem! An absolute gem! Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Well, at one stage he was being body checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think
It's Inzaghi! And that's a sharp finish. 2 ahead, late in the day, game over surely. That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, I think it's just the reward for their application. They've played with great courage to try and kill this off, and for me, it looks like they've just about done it.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. And he's intervened well there. Rooney. Rijkaard. Mbappe! And that's that. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the... Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So things are underway. Not the most accurate pass. Now, can they get him away? And this is Pato. Pato's selection here is, of course, entirely logical. There are so very many looking forward to seeing him here.
Couldn't agree more, Peter, when you consider how much he brings to the table. We all know about his qualities on the ball, but what I like in particular are his two signature moves, the diagonal runs he makes into the box at full pace, and then the runs he makes out wide, stretching the fences. If he's allowed to do that, his impact could be massive.
Well, his talent level is boundless. He is a boy with bounce in his step.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Xabi Alonso does well to get it back. Nicely worked. He is through here. Lam.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Lam. Driving on and making good progress. Great vision. It's a promising position. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Maldini gets over and intercepts. He steps in, and that's the end of that. And this is Hullet. And he's running for it! No, poor contact, nothing on the shot.
Pullet probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Vieira. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Cannavaro. Batistuta, out towards the flank. Looking to play him in. Pato gets into a good position. Cannavaro. Rijkaard. Passing is crisp and sharp. And that is the end of the first half. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, at least the defence can look back on a job pretty well done so far, Peter. I think they've squeezed the play quite well and they've been relentless in their pressing. So the energy levels have looked good.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break. And we get things going again. So the first half brought no goals. Well, that has not gone well. Guardiola.
Milan definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
Oh, that was vital. Guardiola is the team's great visionary. Vermaelen. That's a pretty loose pass. And it's Nedved. Messi. Now it's Bale. Maldini gets a foot in here. Can he get on the end of this? Well, if you did take an extended half-time break, you'll be relieved to hear that you have missed nothing. So we've reached the hour mark. Now it's Batistuta. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Azar. Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Well, I think it's a fair...
And Del Piero! Oh, full marks for that effort.
He actually looks pretty annoyed with himself there. He's usually better than that.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Filippo Inzaghi, always looking for that half a chance. Del Piero. That has ended up in no man's land. Alarm. Guardiola. Passes coming off in quick succession here.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
This is a promising build-up. Griezmann. He's beaten the last man. Nice looking ball. Oh, that's well spotted. Lahm. Crosses it in. And that has been knocked clear.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Xabi Alonso wins the duel this time. No, he refuses to take the bait. Now it's Inzaghi. And now the breakaway. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. And that will be the final act. So we finish as we started. Try as they might. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So things are underway.
I think it goes without saying, Peter, that Michel Platini will be standout here.
Yeah, a man, of course, who's been idolised by so many, but bettered by almost no man.
Yeah, maybe other players can do it on their day, Peter, but with this fella, he could do it repeatedly. He did it over and over again. It's because he had a wonderful understanding of the game and an incredible ability to read things before everyone else.
And he did it all with style and pizzazz, and that is the signature of the great man himself. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Vieira. And it's Bale. Now Platini. Back towards the middle. Pelé. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Platini will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Hullet, shot a goal! Goal! Lons! The first significant strike. The invitation was clear and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
Lens have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game. Cruyff really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And the pass is intercepted. And here's Hullet. Pelé is onto this. It's Pelé! Oh, that was no routine save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And we have our very first corner. Tries one from range. Great effort, but no way through. Lens have their second corner now. Towering header! And that's a tidy finish. They are purring, truly purring. What a header. Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Tries a shot! Relentless! Just relentless! And they're threatening to fly away here. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, he's made this game all about him. He's got a fantastic appetite for goals.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Vieira. And here's Nedved. And he's cut it out. Platini. Now it's Hullet. And this is Hullet. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, that was as one-sided as it gets. Only one side have shown up here, and they're just tearing it up at will. Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. So the action resumes.
Well, things just haven't quite clicked, Peter, have they? They're behind, and they deserve to be, but they've had a chance to regroup now, so we'll...
Shot, surely! Gareth, glittering Bale! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Untouchable, remorseless, relentless, a class of their own. And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
Lens are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that. Oh, there's a probing ball. And here's Inzaghi. Makalele, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Has a look and plays it forward. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Vieira.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Makalele. Oh no, this does not look good. Makalele has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Vieira. Thuram. Vieira. Filippo Inzaghi needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, what has happened here? Bale!
He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
Vieira. Passing is crisp and sharp. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. He's free, he has got space. Pinches it off him. And this is decent chance! And he's missed it.
Bale clearly can't believe he didn't put that away. He'd set himself up perfectly.
The message is clear. None shall pass. And it's Nedved. He's on it. Can he get away? Vieira. Oh, it's a great ball here. Not the most accurate pass. Nedved. And here's Inzaghi. He's found a way through. Shoots! And yes, it's there! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Well, they may be down, but they're in no mood to go quietly. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. Now it's Hullet. Good defending there. They've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Look at the space. Inzaghi! And that's in. That is lovely. Finished with amazing expertise.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were beaten by a better team on the day. Well, what are your thoughts on... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So that's got things underway. Well, 2025 was, of course, the year the Parisians finally realised their dream of becoming European champions. So many times in the past they tried and failed by expensively recruiting the fanciest names in the game. But then they showed faith. Oh, he's been caught napping! Can he finish? He's delivered all right! Simplicity itself.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Hazard, oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Tries to play it through. Conte. Messi. Griezmann. Now it's Hullet. Chance here to counter. Now he's got space here, and he was quick to react.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Messi. Maldini. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Hullet showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And this is Griezmann. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Madrid have quite a reputation for being combative, confrontational, just in your face, Jim.
It's well rehearsed, Peter. It's testament to their excellent work ethic, really. The way they always go chasing the ball in numbers, and they can keep it up late into a game too.
And it's Hazard. And this is Dembele. And that is a little undercooked. Oh, good take in a good area. Xavi Alonso. And here's Hazard. Well read, and the danger is averted. Couldn't squeeze it through. Now it's Griezmann. And this is Pato. And he is deftly away. That's great defensive work. It doesn't take too much imagination to guess what would have happened otherwise.
Well, he's not the type that's short on self-belief, so that could rub off on his teammates now.
Nicely aimed pass. Messi. Passing nice and neat. Chance for a shot! It's hit the upright. Goal! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. So that's two now without and it's half-time.
Well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
So that's it for the first half, and everyone takes a well-earned rest. So right back into the action.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Shapes the shoots! Just cruising! They are cruising! With fun and fury, they continue to do their thing. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Maldini gets over and intercepts. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to save from up here, I know. And he's lost his man here. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Bellingham. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye.
Dembele really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Nuno Mendes. And it's Hazard. It's Bellingham. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That has ended up in no man's land. De Rossi. Conte looking to provide the solidity his team so need. Bellingham. Well, that pass isn't the best. He won't be happy with that one. And here's Messi. They're back in possession and ready to go again. And this is Messi! And that's a tidy finish. This day becomes absolutely perfect. Utterly ideal. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Madrid are having a ball here.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Dembele is onto this. Oh, right place, right time.
Really well played. He read that perfectly.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. It's a searching pass. It's Pato! Superb from Pato! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy!
Yeah, the keeper was thinking about his angles, and Loft just took him out of the equation. Elementary.
Well, they may be down, but they're in no mood to go quietly. Looking tidy in possession here. And this is Messi. Messi! Oh, he's done it! That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself. That's that, the end. A tale of 2 teams, one irresistible, unstoppable, the other fragile and seemingly clueless. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, Peter, I really couldn't see what this team was trying to achieve, whether it's the manager's message not getting through or not having the right players in the right position.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these 2 sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. The Signal Iduna Park, located in Dortmund. It really is a tremendous arena. So it's down to business here. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think there's any doubt he's one of the best around, Peter. Probably.
Goes for a shot! Goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And this is Cruyff. Oh, this looks sharp. And this is Luis Suarez! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And we have our very first corner. Cleared away. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Such good technique.
He's shifting through the gears here. And he can thump it away. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. And this is Griezmann. And he's had it nicked away. Cristiano Ronaldo. And here's Messi.
Messi really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Tries to pass it through. He's being urged to shoot. There's the shot! And yes, it's there! They are right back in business.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Cruyff. And here's Griezmann. Picked out brilliantly. Goulet. Oh, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. And here's Suarez. Nicely weighted ball. Real chance! What a wonderful goal! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Livingston leading now.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and make...
Shot, surely! It's a goal! And they're threatening to fly away here. And that is all they have time for. Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. So right back into the action.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
And it's Xavi Alonso. And he's well positioned here. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
That is good alertness. Looking to play him in. And Del Piero! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, talking about playing into your opponent's hands, that kind of thing is not going to get them back into this game.
And here's Del Piero. Bale going forward. Bale! Oh, how good is he? A finish of true class. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing. Having the composure to score is another.
Just one in it now.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Now it's Del Piero. And he's there to get it away.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
And the counter is on. Pass is just off target.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
No, didn't quite have the weight on it. They're back in possession and ready to go again.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
The worst choice he could pick. He needed to get his head up and see the outlet to his right. Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
So changes afoot here and from both sides. Thuram clears without hesitation.
Livingston nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Played with speed from back to front. And that's it. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. There's the whistle, and here we go. The extremely prolific Roy Mackay must be one of the most underrated players of his era, Jim. Never made that much of an impact on the international stage, actually.
That's true. The Dutch weren't short of striking talent at that time, of course, Peter.
And I suppose he could have suffered too for playing for a less Ribéry! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Well, just too much pressure on him in the end, Peter.
Now it's Mackay. The Rossi with the foul. Vieira. Now it's Pato. And it's Pato. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Shot could be on. And this Pato! Gerrard. First quarter of an hour gone. Gerrard powering forward here. Steaming on goal. It's Gerrard! Off the post! Well, he's had a decent crack at it.
Just couldn't quite control it. Nothing wrong with the height and the contact.
He won't be happy with that one. Ribéry. And here's Nedved. Nedved! Oh, denied brilliantly.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Oh, great leap! And it's a goal! Great corner, and he did the rest.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
So we have the first goal.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
Oh, right place, right time. Pato. Decent chance! And it's in! They are purring, truly purring. And that was as close to certain as can be.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
So that's two now without reply.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And it's Gerrard. Luis Suarez. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Thinks about the shot. That is a brilliant interception. And this is Pato. He's got away. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. It's a throw-in. And he's managed to gift it back. Now it's Luis Suarez. Looking for options for movement. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Now he's... It's Pato! Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. A thrilling end to the half there, one that very nearly changed the complexion of this game completely. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for The latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Well, that was a gem of a half. Remarkable on all fronts. The difference is two, but still, all things are possible. Back on the way then. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Now it's Pato. Pato. Oh, that's superb. Chance for a shot! De Rossi. Now it's Mackay. A probing pass. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And it's Nedved. So 2-0 the scoreline early after half-time. Vieira kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Xavi Alonso, who's set up one goal so far. Foot in. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Tries to pass it through. The muscular approach does pay off here. He's having a pop! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Can't be expected to deliver anything better than that. This is heroic keeping.
Now it's Pato. Pato aimed beyond the defence. Oh, shooting chance! And it's come back out to him. Yes! It's all becoming so easy. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
And that's it. Well, that's it for tonight's match. So it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So off we go then.
I still feel that this man Diego Forlan is a little unappreciated, Peter, despite all of his achievements.
Why might that be?
I suppose the fact that success came slowly, his career has been a tale of patience and early setbacks, but that's what made him what he is now. In many ways, it's made him much stronger.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. There's the shot! Goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
He's had a shot! And it's in! They have heard the starter's pistol and come racing out of the blocks. And that really is so impressive.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive. The finish, exquisite.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Maldini. And here's Hullet. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And here's Hullet. And this is Pato. And they're quick to get it back. And this is Hullet! And it's there! And they're threatening to fly away here. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And here's Pato. Threads one in. Real chance! And no mistake. They are purring, truly purring. Was there ever any doubt?
Oh, that's excellent composure because the keeper put as much pressure on as he could by not committing sooner.
This is a gloriously greedy performance.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
And here's Hullet. And this is Pato. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Kimmich. Totti. No, that's been intercepted. Griezmann, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Can he get it through? Couldn't squeeze it through. Griezmann running with the ball. Ribéry. Spread out to the left. Pato! Oh, and that is a thrilling end to the first 45. A thrilling end to the half there, one that very nearly changed the complexion of this game completely.
Well, for me, it's a lead that's thoroughly deserved, Peter. They've been quicker to pretty much everything so far. The only thing you've got to wonder is, how taxing is this for the players? How long can they keep it up for? Are we going to see a fade in this second half?
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. So, into the second half. He's under a lot of pressure there. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! It's a goal! That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
Well, they may be down, but they're in no mood to go quietly. Nesta. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Ribery is, of course, well known for his dancing feet. And Darren Fletcher. Madrid appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Griezmann. And it's Hullet. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Zanetti. Vieira. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Zanetti. And it's Hullet. Plays a sharp little ball here. Kimmich. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Vieira has been caught there. It's a foul. So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Tries to pass it through. And he's managed to get free.
Hullet clearly held on to it far too long there.
Takes a shot! And it's in! Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, my sympathies go to the keeper, who was left horribly exposed. You don't expect players to switch off in front of goal like that.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So we're very much on the way now.
Well, it's safe to say, Peter, we're in the presence of defensive royalty here.
And so what is it that makes Paolo Maldini so regal?
Well, I think the fact that he almost never had to make a tackle says it all. He just doesn't need to. With him, it's all about anticipation, positioning, and reading the game superbly. There's very few who are able to do that at the highest level like him.
And here's Suarez. And they're back on the ball again. And this is Cruyff.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. Okay, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And here's Cruyff. Now it's Ribéry. Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on. And he's had it nicked away. And this is Luis. It's Luis Suarez! It's bounced back off the post. That's going to go a long way. It's a throw-in. No change to the score. 0-0 it remains. Vieira. Now it's Cantona. Diouf. Vieira. Ribéry.
Well, they keep pressing like that as long as they can.
Luis Suarez. Tries a shot! Goal! One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
You felt it was coming. 1-0. Hazard! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Oh, what has happened here? Nedved can see things others simply cannot. And it's Cruyff. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Cantona. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that has left him in a heap. And we've reached half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, I think it's a case of so far, so good. The boss has clearly done his homework and I don't think he needs to change much during the break. Now they've got the lead, they can expect more of the same in the second half.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. And we are back underway.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Cruyff. That's a pretty loose pass. And this is Cruyff.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Now this could be it. And Cruyff! And no mistake. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
There's a certain authoritativeness in everything they do now. If they want to kill off this game, now's the time to get it done.
Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Vieira. Some really good ball movement. Nedved. Kimmich. Rijkaard. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Hoeneß. Cruyff. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Threads one in. And no, that was never going to make it. Hoeneß. This is a promising build-up. Cruyff. Nedved. Now it's Ribéry. He is through here. And the shot! Yes! With fun and fury, they continue to do their thing. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So off we go then. Well, of course, Italy has always been the place to be when it comes to defensive maestros, and here is a prime example. So how highly do you rate this fella, Alessandro Nesta?
Well, he's without doubt one of the very best they've produced. He's been mature well beyond his years since those younger days, blending power, speed, technique, and really good intelligence and ability to read the game. It's no surprise to me that so many have aspired to be just like him. They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Oh, that's a fine interception. Maldini. Kimmich. Quarter of an hour played. And this is Shevchenko. And he was alert to it. Dealt with nicely by the defense. Could be danger here. Delivered low.
Yeah, the crowd have tried to spark some excitement, but to no avail. This needs something explosive.
Nedved conjures time and space where few can. Varane gets over and intercepts. Chiellini. Vieira. Almost half an hour in now. Just eases him off the ball. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And the pass is intercepted. And they can counter here. Oh, good spread. Looking to pass their way up the pitch.
Del Piero really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Olise. This is a promising build-up. And he's been shifted off it. Cruyff. Nicely spread. And it's been played through. He's got away. Nedved shapes to shoot! Oh, good-looking ball. Oh, well measured. He is just caressing the ball. Rijkaard. So, a temporary halt to the action. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, at least the defence can look back on a job pretty well done so far, Peter. I think they've squeezed the play quite well and they've been relentless in their pressing. So the energy levels have looked good.
So we reach the halfway point and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. And so the action is resumed.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
And the shot! Goal!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
So smooth. A signature finish.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Great chance! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Nedved. PSV are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Almost an hour gone. And it's Ibrahimovic. Thuram wins the duel this time. Del Piero. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And this is Nedved. Always goal side. Nedved! Oh, it's gone off the upright.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Rice. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. Okay, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
Bergomi. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And here's Shevchenko.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Can he finish? Oh, he'd love to have another go at that.
That's really unlucky because he didn't do an awful lot wrong then. It's a let-off for that defence.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Some resolute defending there. Griezmann. And here's Inzaghi. And it's Vieira. And this is Bale. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Now this is a potential flashpoint and the referee has his hands full.
It's just a silly one to give away at this stage of the game.
He's shaping up to have a crack from here.
Yeah, this could well be defining when you're looking back on events.
Bale! Well, this could be it, past something close to a minor miracle.
Well, whatever it is, Peter, it needs to be drastic and quick. Maybe the late show.
Mbappe. Maldini. Now it's Bale. Spread out to the left. Oh, such a clever touch.
Oh, really well played.
Oh, nice touch. Griezmann proves just a little bit too strong.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And it's Griezmann! And there goes their last chance. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, it wasn't a great game, Pete.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. There's the whistle. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Peter, a team's spine so often starts with Manuel Neuer. The moniker of sweeper keeper often hides another strength of his, which is his distribution, one that always puts his teammates on a positive footing.
Yeah, still. He's having a shot! Big moment! Massive goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. And Del Piero! Oh, the ball's run loose here. That's a lovely, neat pass. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And here's Del Piero. Del Piero! And a neat finish. They are purring, truly purring. Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Del Piero demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
And yes, it's him again. So that's two now without reply.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Neuer breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Rafinha. And here's Perez. And it's made its way to him. Expertly cut out. Really nicely done. Del Piero. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Can he get on the end of this? Del Piero! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. Pomp, panache, and passion. This, a man full of it all. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure, and class.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
Well, he's made this game all about him. He's got a fantastic appetite for goals.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. And we've reached half-time. Well, that was as one-sided as it gets. Only one side have shown up here, and they're just tearing it up at will.
Well, they're in a great position, Peter, so why stop now? I would say keep going, keep at it. They've done everything right so far, so they'll want to keep things that way.
It's hard to believe we're only at half-time. The lead is 3, but for how long? It's anyone's guess. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. Now it's Nedved. Estevao. Rafinha. And it's Rashford. Now O'Reilly. Passing is crisp and sharp. Maldini. Del Piero is having the time of his life here. And that's been slipped through. He's got away. He's had a shot! He's got a goal! His utter joy! He engages with absolute happiness. It looked as though it'd gone too wide. He wasn't having that, though, and somehow he found the angle.
Well, all I can say is that he did very well to squeeze it in near post. He didn't have much to aim at.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Now it's Perez. Now that looks a decent ball. Looking for options for movement. Del Piero! Estevao. And here's Del Piero. He's beaten the last man. And the shot! And that's a sharp finish. They are getting horribly bullied, and it seems there is plenty more to come.
It's a mass exodus now. Certain sections of the stadium are leaving in droves, and you can't blame them.
Another one. This must be his personal high. This is a gloriously greedy performance.
Eintracht Frankfurt appear determined to play through the middle again, and guess what? It's the same result.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Shot, surely! It's hit the upright. Estevao. Threads one in. It's Rashford! Oh, he's kept it out. That's a great save.
Eintracht Frankfurt certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Towering header! And now a sudden chance to counter.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Some resolute defending there. He has found the way through. Referee has just said play on. Time added on will be 2 minutes. And it's Messi. And the referee brings it to a close. So a real showpiece win. This lot was simply far too clever for their opponent. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And that gets things running. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
The fella.
Ekitike! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Ekitike clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And that should get the job done. And now they can spring out of defence. He's found a way through.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Makaleli. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Borussia Dortmund clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And Del Piero! Crossbar comes to the rescue. Oh no, what has happened here? Shot could... Decent chance!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it, and I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
And here's Del Piero. Ekitike, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Dani Olmo is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
De Bruyne. Oh, that's delightful. And here's Dani Olmo. Great chance! Goal! Borussia Dortmund! And it's Borussia Dortmund who take the lead. That was a given. It always was.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
So we have the first goal.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Great defending, strong and determined.
Oh, really well played.
Nedved. Del Piero. And it's Griezmann. And this is Hullet. And the shot! It's in! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
It's beautiful poise. I mean, most players in that position, I think, would probably fluff that, but not this fella.
So they have it. And the referee says that is that for the first half. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser, and I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
Well, it has been tight, it's been competitive. Each side with one significant moment, and at half-time the score is 1-1. There's the whistle then to start the second half. Knocks it into space. He's on it. Can he get away? Tries to get it clear. Griezmann. Griezmann going forward. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Chance for a shot! And it's been hooked away. Makalele did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Now, can they get him away? Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Griezmann. Bullet being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
No outsmarting him this time. Ekitike does have his name on the score sheet, of course. Tries to play it through. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Ekitike. Looking to play him in. Borussia Dortmund have reclaimed it. Passes short and sharp. De Bruyne. Short changes him with that pass. And he's straight offside. So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Pato is onto it in a flash. That is a great pick out. Marquinhos can clear it away. Spread to the right. Bergomi gets over and intercepts. Couldn't squeeze it through. Now it's Torres. Fernando Torres.
Borussia Dortmund clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Cruyff can see things others simply cannot. And it's Cruyff. Bale! Oh, that could be pivotal! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Well, they've done the whole... And time is up. So the winners, bullish and belligerent after a remarkable collective effort, fall behind... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So things are underway.
Well, Peter, here we have one of the greatest defenders of all time, Alessandro Costacurta.
Yeah, in a sense, understated, isn't he? Certainly, some would say underrated. He's one of the less glamorous members of the Milanese elite from the 1990s.
Yeah, but ability-wise, I think he was on a par with the rest of them. And his tactical versatility means the centre-back, full-back,
Sweeper, defensive midfield player.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget his outstanding vision and confidence on the ball being almost as important as what he did at the back.
Costacurta. And it's Ruben Neves. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Now it's Luis Suarez. Nedved. Griezmann. And this is Hullet. And Hullet! Jordan Henderson. No goals as yet. And here's Suarez. And this is Hullet. Ruben Neves. Nice looking ball. That is ended up in no man's land. Pinches it off him.
South Korea really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter.
Takes a shot! There it is! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
The first breakthrough.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
Jordan Henderson is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And it's been taken short. Gerrard! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Corner number 2 then. Ruben Neves with the short one. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Griezmann. Oh, that's nice. He's looking unstoppable. He is through here. Flashes. Goes for the header!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And here's Suarez. Didn't quite work for him. And it's half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Okay, they got hit with that one sucker punch, but I don't think there was much wrong with their overall approach. I think the boss needs to give his team a lift during the break, and they should still be quite buoyant.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
Nicely aimed pass. That's been cut out, well played. Still just a single goal between the sides. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Girassi gets on the end of things as a matter of habit. Now that looks a decent ball.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And it's Nedved. Now it's Luis Suarez. And here's Hullet. Gives it back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played. Well stopped.
Now, can they get him away? He slid in and that has raised the temperature on the touchline. Ambitious ball here. Oh, delightful ball. Last-ditch defending, but tries from a long way out. Beautiful from Nedved. He's got himself an absolute peach. 2 up now, and they are cruising. And that is a smashing hit, struck with power and accuracy.
Look, he didn't have the biggest gap to aim for, but that was very well struck to get through.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
Cruyff. Now it's Bale. It's run loose here. Costa Curta. McAllister venturing down the left. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And here's Dani Olmo. Whistle's gone, that's foul. McAllister ready to try one. A real chance then to ease this unpleasant predicament. And here's Haaland. 5 minutes left on the clock. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
That is good alertness.
That's going in strongly.
Oh, he's burst through. Dani Olmo proves just a little bit too strong. And that's that. What a satisfying performance. A performance at times of determination and...